Hi everyone, this is Shashank Singh and we are in the way of learning Python programming language. In this lecture, we're gonna see a very important interview question about the matrices that is commonly asked in most of the interviews. So let me explain what this challenge is all about. Post we will see how can we implement the logic using Python programming language, and parallelly I'll explain the concepts dotted around this question as well. So here we're gonna take few inputs from end user. We have to take matrix as input. So for that we need to ask from end user to provide some rows and columns, right? After that, the moment when we will get the input matrix, we will ask again from end user to provide a column number on which we will sort the whole matrix, right? So let's say this is an input matrix and user has told us to sort this matrix on the basis of second column, right? Second column, third column, whatever we will ask from end user, whatever column he will provide, we have to sort the input matrix on the basis of that column, right? So let's say here provided second column, so we'll head over to second column. We'll see which is the lowest one. So this is 0 here. If you'll see, 0 is the lowest element in this second column. So in output matrix, 208 will be the first row, right? So on the basis of this column we have to sort. So 0, then 3, then 7, then 8, then 9, right? 9 is the largest one. So 9 will be this whole row. 595 will be the last row of this output matrix, and this is the lowest one. This is the first row of the output matrix. This is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth, and this is the fifth row of output matrix. So your output matrix should look like this, right? So let's head over to Jupyter Notebook to see how can we implement using Python programming language, right? So very first thing, as I told you, we need to take input from end user, rows and column. To store this, I am taking two variable, t underscore r and t underscore c, right? And then I am writing list, I'll explain, map, and then in map, the format to write map is we need to write a function and then iterator, right? So let's say iterable. So let's say input I am writing because we want input, rows and calls separated by space. So the moment when you will end user will provide some number separated by space, so now we need to split it. So what this split function will do, this will split to integer everything. If let's say you have provided one space 2, so it will it will split to string, by the way. Yeah, so let's say if I'm writing here a comma b, and then I'm writing input and then split, right? So let me print b, and then let's say type. So let's say here I have provided one space 2. So if you'll see, this is splitting this whole, right? So 1 and 2 will is the individual element now, and the type of a is string type, right? So this is how split works. So what I am doing here is, yeah, so what this map function will do, so basically map function returns a map object, which is basically a iterator of a result after applying a given function to each of the element of a given iterable, right? So this is a iterable, and this is the built-in function. So I want all input to be converted in int, right? So this map function will return a map object, and then we are casting it to list, right? So this is what we are doing here. So we have got already tr and tc. So whatever, let's say 5 and 3 user is providing, right? It's 5 space 3, so it will be stored in tr and tc, right? Now let me create a function using def keyword, and then I'm writing nth sort. And we need to provide this as an argument. Yeah, so I'm passing this tr and tc to this function, and then we need to take user input, right? I mean, like, we need to take input matrix as input, right? For that I am using a for loop I in range. So if you'll see here, we have 5 rows, right? So rows are stored in this tr. So I am using like for I in range tr, so this will like this 0 to tr. So let's say 5 you have provided, so it will start from 0 by default and it will go up to 4 because last element will be excluded by default by range function. So that's the reason why I'm writing just tr. So it's like, let's say you have provided 5, right? So it will take up to 0 to 4. And now let's say, yeah, so input, for taking input matrix I am using in empty list, and I'll store one by one element whatever user will provide, right? So this is the variable name, right? And this is the empty list, and I'll append one by one. I'll iterate through this tr. Let's say 5 here provided, so 0 to 4 I'll put all elements to this matrix, right? So this matrix dot append, and what we need to append, so we need to append these numbers, right? 9, 8, 7. So at 0th row these all should be appended. So this is matrix, right? So very at first, let's say I is equal to 0, so we need to append these whole numbers, right? 987, then 874, then 595. So we can do it in one shot. So I'll show you. Same thing we'll use. So append and then list map input. This I'm removing. Let's say I'm writing enter calls element. You can write anything, I'm just writing it. Yeah. So this will be appended, like at I is equal to 0, it will ask from end user to enter column element, let's say 1, 2, 4, whatever you have provided separated by space. So it will split as I told you similar in the similar way, and it will create a map function, map object, and then I'm casting it to list, right? So we have already got input matrix, so I'm writing here so we have already got input. Now we will ask which on what is the column number on which you want to sort this matrix, right? For that I'm using n variable, and then I want integer type, so I'm writing int and then input. Only one integer we want from end user, right? Let's say 2, 4, whatever. So I'm writing enter and on which you want to sort, and now I have to sort the matrix, right? For that I'll use the same, this is the input matrix, and then is equal to, so I am using sorted here, right? This is a function to sort the matrix. I'll show you how exactly it will sort. So here we need to provide the iterator, let's say this whole matrix, right? So we have to go to this whole matrix one by one, and then we have to provide some key, right? So key is equal to, what should be the key? So key will at each row, for the first row key should be 8, for the second row key should be 7, right? For third row key should be 9. So on the basis of these keys we need to sort, right? So I mean, like, let's say for second column, right? So what we're gonna do here is we will use a lambda function, which is basically anonymous function. So I'll, at the end of this video, I'll explain, if you don't know what is lambda function in map, which I have already explained, right? So for now you just write it, you try to understand. So let's say here we are writing key. So keys are the elements of this second, it's pointing to element of the second column, right? So key is equal to lambda. Don't worry, I'll explain by the way. Yeah, so here you have to write lambda and le, which is basically argument, and then so lambda function is an anonymous function that can have n number of arguments. So this is, here I am using only one arguments, but strictly have only one expression, right? So let me write the expression. Expression is le of n. So this is the n. So it will go to the let's say you have provided 2, so le of 2, which is like it will point to this, right? If you'll provide 3 here in n, so it will point to third element, right? So this is what lambda function will do. And coming to the sorted function, so here we can provide, we have to provide iterator and then key. We can provide key, right? This is not a mandatory field, but we can provide if you want to sort on the basis of key. So this will take care of sorting the whole input matrix, and let us print the output matrix. Output matrix is, and then we have to use one more for loop to print all those items, right? So for item in this matrix, right, and then print all items. So here we should write yeah, input. Let me call this function. Let's say if we are calling enter the rows and call separated by space let's say 5 space 3, right? Enter the call elements, so I am writing the same element 987. Enter the call element second row 874, and then 595208, and then 431. Enter n. Let's say we want to sort on the basis of second. So output matrix, if you'll see, it has sorted. So basically 208 is yeah, so if you'll see here 0 is coming last, right? So sorted, and let's say here you are writing reverse is equal to true. Let's say here writing 3 comma 2, 3 rows 2 columns, so 1 space 2, and then let's say 0 comma space 1, and let's say 1. My bad. So let's say 0th column. So if you'll see, this is the same thing, right? So by default reverse is true, so I'm writing false here. Now let's say you are writing 4 comma 2, 4 rows and 2 columns. So let's say I'm writing here 5 4, then 4 3, then 3 2, and then 2 1, right? So I'll enter n. Now let's say I want to sort on the basis of this, so let's say I'm writing here 1. So if you'll see it's coming like this 2 1 3 2 4 3. So you have understood, hope you have understood the sorted function, right? So by default reverse is true, which means if you want to sort like this, so you have to use reverse is equal to false, right? Cool. So for who don't know lambda function, so I'll explain it. So as I told you, lambda function is always a function that can take n number of arguments but can have only one expression. So let me write it. However, you can head over to my previous videos wherein I have already explained the lambda function, right? So let's say x is a variable name and lambda, and then I can take n number of arguments, right? As I told you, I can take n number of arguments. Let's say I'm writing here a comma b comma c, right? And then these all are the arguments and then expression, but lambda function have only one expression, right? So here we can, let's say I'm writing here a plus b plus c, right? And then I'm writing print x, and then, so let me show you. Let's say if we are writing here print x, so it's not returning anything, right? Lambda, and this is the object. So for that we need to call with the exactly same number of parameters. Let's say 1 2. If you are calling, you are getting error because 3 arguments are there. So we should call this is a function basically, right? So we have seen using def keyword we have created a function, but this is an anonymous function, so we can directly call this x using the exactly same number of arguments. So let's say 1 2 3. If you are calling, so you are getting 6, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3. So it's going to this expression and then it's printing the value. So let's say if you are writing here multiply, so whatever expression you will provide here, so you will get the same. 2 into 1 is equal to 2, 2 into 3 is equal to 6. Overall 6 is the result, right? So this is all about lambda function. I have already explained sorted, right? What this sorted is all about. These all are the these all are not mandatory fields, right? So we can provide key, we can provide reverse as per our own use cases. And map function, as I already told you, so I'll explain map function as well for who don't know map function. So basically map function returns a map object, which is basically a iterator of the result applying by the given function in each of the element of a given iterable, right? So I mean, like, let's head over to example. So let's say I'm writing a function def addition, and then I'm passing an argument, let's say a, right? And now return a plus a, right? And now let me write one more variable. Result is equal to map, and then addition, which is a function name, right? And then iterator. So let's say num I am writing here. So here we should write some num is equal to list में कुछ numbers, let's say 1 2 3 4, right? So I am going through each of the elements of this num and I am applying this function. So as I told you, map function returns a map object, which is basically a iterator of a given result after applying a given function to each of the element of given iterable, right? So this is the iterable and this is the function. So we will apply given function, which is addition. We will apply this given function, whatever logic inside this function, to each of the iterable of this num, right? And then let me print list and then result, right? So the moment when you will run this, so you will get, it will go to each of the iterable. So it will go to the first element of this num, which is 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, 8. So whatever expression you will write in this function, it will work like that. So 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 3 into 3, 4 into 4, right? So this is how map function works. So basically this will return a object which is iterable, right? So map function returns object which is iterable, and then result after applying the given function of each element of a given iterable, right? So we can cast it as per our own use cases. Let's say if you want to cast it to tuple, so result will be in tuple, right? So this is all about today's lecture. We will come back with the next lecture very soon. Thanks for watching this video.